Қазіргі сабақты бастамас бұрын сілтемедегі слайдты ашып алыңыз. Modifiers. Okay, so today's topic is modifiers. What is a modifier? Modifier is a describing phrase. Okay, try to recognize what's funny about this sentence here. After being beaten and deflated, the baker shaped and seasoned the dough. Look, the verb beaten and deflated, actually these words should be put with the dough, because the baker cannot be beaten and deflated, I hope. Yes? And yeah, the sentence is very ridiculous because the comma phrase at the start, it seems like the baker is being beaten or deflated, but it's like, this is very ridiculous situation and it cannot happen actually here. That's why after being beaten and deflated, the dough was shaped and seasoned by the baker. That is the right one. Okay, why? Because the modifier, the describing phrase of the word dough, is put together with the dough. Okay? So let's look at the features of modifiers. Modifiers usually come at the beginning of the sentence and they are separated by a comma. Example 1. I bought a house from the local bakery made of gingerbread. Okay, how do you think that? Can the bakery, yes, the building made of gingerbread? No, of course. Okay, so the correct sentence will be like, I bought a house made of gingerbread from the local bakery. So the cake was like house and it was made of the gingerbread. Okay, the modifier describing place here is made of gingerbread. It's a describing place and it should be placed right after the noun which we are trying to describe. Okay, I hope you understood this. Let's look at example number 2. So, wrong. Watching the end of the world, our lives flashed before our eyes. Okay. Here, our lives cannot watch the end of the world, and actually this sentence is truly incorrect. In the correct way, it should be sounded like, while we were watching the end of the world, our lives flashed before our eyes. Why? Because here in the first sentence we didn't have a noun. A noun, we. Okay, that's why. As you have mentioned, the main rule of modifiers is keep the modifier next to the thing they are trying to describe, they are supposed to describe. Another example. So example number 3. Running fiercely to the bathroom, John's pants dropped. Okay, this is a very ridiculous sentence. Let's imagine the situation here. So the pant, it is running and okay, it's running to the bathroom. Like, it's not correct, right? That's why let's make it right. Running fiercely to the bathroom, this modifier is trying to describe John, not his pants. Okay? Running fiercely to the bathroom, John dropped his pants. This sentence is now correct. Next. Example number 4. Spotted dealing the cocaine, the police arrested the drug dealers. Now let's think. Okay. Spotted. Can the police be spotted doing the cocaine? Not of course. It's the drug dealers who are supposed to be spotted, right? That is why it's incorrect, and we should make it correct. The police arrested the drug dealers who were spotted doing the cocaine. Okay? Example number 5. Though cooked and seasoned to perfection, the taste of ketchup-covered octopus was revolting. It's a really ridiculous sentence, you know. So modifier plays very important role in our English grammar, because if it is not put correctly, so after or before the verb it is describing, the sentence can be very ridiculous and unimaginable in English. Here. Though cooked and seasoned to perfection, this modifier is describing the ketchup. Okay, now let's make this sentence correct. Though cooked and seasoned to perfection, the ketchup-covered octopus had a revolting taste. It is correct. Yes. I hope you should read this one and note that English is a very weird language. Don't be confused by construction like one below here. The magician walked across the stage, dazzling the crowd with card tricks. Okay, this sentence is grammatical correct and not contain a modifier error. It's understood that dazzling the crowd with card tricks applies to the subject, the magician, even though it's placed next to the stage. Modifying errors will typically occur when the describing phrase is at the start of the sentence, as in examples above, so don't overanalyze the types of sentences. Okay? Note that comma is important, but without it, there would be a modifier error. Okay? Be very careful. Now let's do this exercise, and after I will give you homework, guys. Okay. After seeing enough of this, you should be able to intellectually spot the ridiculousness of sentences that have this error. So there can be multiple ways of correcting them. By correcting this on your own, you learn how to think for yourself more quickly identify the correct answer on your examinations. Okay, so let's look. Number 1, hunting for deer, Julian's rifle misread and burst into flames. Okay. Here, I think that hunting for Julian's rifle. This sentence is actually correct, right? Let's look at number 2. Having finished the SAT, the rest of life was easy. Okay. After I have finished the SAT, the rest of my life was easy. I guess the sentence will be correct. Next. Having had no water for 5 days, in cheese, sandwich was squeezed for the grease that we could drink. Okay, here. Having had no water for 5 days. It's talking the phrase that is describing we, right? And that's why. Having had no water for 5 days, we could drink the steak and cheese sandwich that was squeezed for the grease. We could drink the grease that was squeezed into the steak and cheese. I think this way it will be correct. Next. Active in community service and local affairs, Obama's passion for politics is what would eventually lead him to the presidency. This sentence is incorrect because active in community and service and local affairs is not Obama's passion, it's Obama himself. That's why we can say active in community service and local affairs. Obama had the passion for politics and etc. Next, by blasting music at home, the neighbors will start to acquire your musical taste. Okay? Here, by blasting music at home is logically can be connected to the word you, not the neighbors. By blasting music at home, you will start to share your musical taste with neighbors. It should be correct. Next, by majoring in basket weaving, a lifetime of regret and despair awaits. By majoring in basket weaving, there should be a noun. So subject, it was missing in this part. We will say, by majoring in basket weaving, I has a lifetime of regret and despair awaits. That will be correct. Next, after catching a cold, my lung surgery was a perfect cure. Okay, here. After catching a cold, I cured my lung surgery. So, this sentence will be correct. Okay? Yes. So, other part will be your homework. I guess you got it. You got this to be today's topic, right?